As always, with every new year comes a new batch of LEGO Star Wars sets that will be retiring, and in this video, I'm going to go over every LEGO Star Wars set that is retiring in 2026. And LEGO is actually doing something different this year. As many of you guys know, when sets retire, they retire at the end of the year, usually in December. However, in this year, 2026, LEGO is actually retiring a handful of sets in July, and then another handful of sets in December. I don't know why LEGO is doing it like this year, but it's just the way things are going to happen. But regardless, starting off with the 12 sets that are retiring in July. The first one is 75325, The Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter, and this set has been on shelves for a very long time. It released all the way back in 2022. Due to its popularity, LEGO just kept on extending the retirement date, and honestly, if you really want this set and you don't have it yet, I really don't know what to tell you because you've had almost 4 years to do so. Next up, we have another 2022 set that seems like it's been on shelves for forever, that being 75333, Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter. Same case as the Naboo Starfighter. I mean, this has been on shelves for forever, it seems like. There were times when I would walk into Walmart and this would literally be one of the only Star Wars sets on the shelf, and if you somehow don't have it yet and really want it, you got about 6 months to do so. And then next up, we actually have yet another 2022 set. This is the final one. It's of course 75337 ATTE Walker. Just like the other two sets, this set's retirement date has been indefinite for many years, and every time I make a retiring sets video, I always get asked when this set is going to retire, and well, now we finally know it's retiring in July. And I assume that most people that want this set have gotten it already due to it being extremely popular and also the best ATTE LEGO has made before. And not to mention, this set is always on sale. I've seen this thing as low as $80 before, which is literally half off. So again, I assume that most of you guys that want this set already have it, but if you don't, hey, now you know when it's retiring. Next up, we have a handful of 2023 sets, the first one being 75345 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack. This is another extremely popular set that seems like it's been out for forever, so I assume most of you guys have this one. The next one is 75347 TIE Bomber, and this one I feel like hasn't been as popular as the sets I've gone over so far. And I mean, I do have to say, I think if you are a fan of TIE variants, this is probably the best one that's out right now since the TIE Interceptor retired. So if you're interested, you have about 6 months to pick it up. The next one is 75349 Captain Rex's Helmet. This one has been out for a long time, so I assume that most Helmet series fans have this. Although I do have to say, it kind of is strange that it didn't retire with the Commander Cody helmet. I guess it was that much more popular for LEGO to keep it on shelves for an extra year. However, I do have to say, I think the Commander Cody helmet is a lot better. Regardless though, moving on, next up we have 75356 Executor Superstar Destroyer. And this is just my opinion, but I think this is by far the best midi-scale set LEGO has made. And if you don't have it, I would highly recommend picking it up, especially if you don't have any midi-scale sets and you're looking to get into it. This is definitely the one to start with. In my opinion, it's the best looking model, and it has by far the best price point out of all the other ones, especially compared to the recent Venator. Next up, we have some 2024 sets, and the first one is 75388 Jedi Bob Starfighter. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of sad to see the Rebuild the Galaxy sets go, especially Jedi Bob Starfighter. Back in summer of 2024, these sets really took the community by storm, and it was honestly a really fun time. So seeing these sets go so soon, or what seems to be so soon, is kind of bittersweet, I'm not gonna lie. The next one though is 75391 Captain Rex's Y-Wing Microfighter, and I'm not gonna lie, it is a bit surprising to see this one on this list. From what I know, this is an extremely popular set, and because of that, I would have imagined that its retirement date would be 2027 and not 2026. However, as of now, it is set to retire this year in July. And then lastly, for July, we actually have 3 January 2025 sets, which is honestly very surprising. That means that by the time July comes, these sets would have only had a year and a half lifespan, which is not common. But the first one is 75401 Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. When this set initially came out, it did get a lot of hate because it was overpriced. However, I do have to say, I think the build itself has grown on a lot of people. It's actually grown on me a little bit. However, regarding the price, if you wanted that bad, it's really not hard to find this set on sale. The next one is 75404 Acclamator Class Assault Ship. When this set first came out, it had a ton of attention because it was, well, the first LEGO Acclamator. However, it seemed like that attention didn't really last that long, and a lot of people kind of just forgot about it or don't really care about it anymore. But regardless, if you want it, it's retiring in July. And then lastly, for July, we have another midi-scale set, that being 75405 Home One Star Cruiser. And this set actually never really got much attention, so it does make sense as to why it's retiring so soon. However, I do have to say, I actually like it quite a bit, mainly just because I'm biased towards the Home One because I've been wanting LEGO to make that set for a long time. And then when they finally did, in midi-scale form at least, I was really excited. So again, I know it's not very popular amongst the community, but I've always liked this one. Now moving on to the sets retiring in December, the first one is a big one. It's 75192 Millennium Falcon from 2017. Yes, this set is finally retiring. After what will have been a 9-year lifespan, the longest lifespan out of any LEGO Star Wars set ever made, it is finally going off shelves. And obviously I'll say, if you're someone that wants this set, you have until the end of the year to get it. However, there is a very, very high chance that LEGO is going to just release an updated UCS Millennium Falcon within 2 years, I'd say, after this set retires. So if you can't get this one this year, I wouldn't be surprised if they release a new one probably around late 2027 or 2028. The next one definitely isn't as exciting. It's 75328 to the Mandalorian helmet from 2022. This was another very popular set that had its lifespan extended a few extra years. However, I'm not gonna lie, it's never been special to me, and I honestly think it's one of the weaker helmet sets. The next one though is exciting. Well, I guess exciting in terms that it's a big set, that being 75367 Venator class Republic attack cruiser. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a tad bit surprised to see this here because it felt like this set just released yesterday, but it's already been 3 years. And if you're not aware, for UCS sets of this size that are usually, $500 and up, their lifespan is usually about 3 years. The Star Destroyer was 3 years, and so was the UCS AT-AT, and now the UCS Venator is up next to retire. And I'm very well aware this is a popular set, especially amongst Clone Wars fans, and there's a lot of you guys out there that really want this, and I hate to be that guy, but if you want to get your hands on it, you better hurry up. Next up is the infamous 75372 Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack. This set is cheap and extremely easy to come by, and usually always on sale too on sites like Amazon. So unless you're someone that wants to like army build these or something and hasn't yet, I assume most of you guys have this and don't care that it's retiring. Next up is 75382 TIE Interceptor from 2024, and honestly I personally think this set is super underrated. It's one of my favorite sets in my collection, and if you're someone that really likes the oversized starfighters, you're probably going to enjoy this thing. And when it first came out, it got a ton of attention, but that didn't really last long, and I feel like a lot of people had just kind of quickly moved on from it, which was kind of sad to see for me because I think this set is really good. Next up is another Rebuild the Galaxy set, that being 75389 the Dark Falcon. Just like what I said with Jedi Bob Starfighter, it's kind of sad to see these sets go already just because of how unique they are and because of how much they, took the community by storm and just how fun the time was around the release of these sets. But yeah, this set is great. It's a super fun build and the minifigures are very creative. Next up is another banger set from summer 2024, that being 75394 Imperial Star Destroyer. And I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this set actually gets taken off this list and its lifespan gets extended, because it is extremely popular, obviously because it's the only Playscale Star Destroyer on shelves right now, and also the first Playscale Star Destroyer they've made since 2014, and it's just a very desirable set for people in the community and also for people in the general public too. So again, as of now it's on the list, but I wouldn't be surprised if later on this year it actually gets removed and its lifespan gets extended. Next up is a set that on paper actually should not be retiring this year, that being 75397 Jabba's Sail Barge. Like I mentioned with the Venator, these larger UCS sets have a lifespan usually of 3 years, and since this set released in 2024, if it actually retires this year, that would be a lifespan of about 2 years, which is not common for sets of this size. So honestly, I don't know why this is happening. The obvious guess is that it's just not selling like LEGO wants it to, but other than that, this set should technically be retiring in 2027, but yet it's on 2026's list. Next up is 75399 Rebel U-Wing Starfighter, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of sad to see this set go so soon. When it first came out, I wasn't the hugest fan of it, but it definitely did grow on me as the year went on, and now I actually think it's one of the best play sets that released in 2025. Next up is 75400 Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter Microfighter, and this is another set I would recommend. I'd actually highly recommend this set. If you're a fan of microfighters and you don't have this thing, you're gonna love it. The new Plo Koon minifigure is incredible, and the build itself is incredible too. It's one of my favorite microfighter builds of all time. Next up is a set that I think is absolute garbage, that being 75406 Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle. In my opinion, this is one of, if not the worst set that released in 2025, and it's by far the worst midi-scale set LEGO has made. It's overpriced, it's bland, the wings and cockpit are both designed poorly, and then to make it even worse, this set was released to celebrate the 10th year anniversary of The Force Awakens, when we instead could have got something like a First Order Transport remake. But no, we got this garbage, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad to see it go. And the next up is 75410 Mando and Grogu's N1 Starfighter. This is a 4+ set, so who really cares about it? Next up is 75412 Death Trooper and Night Trooper Battle Pack. When this set released, it was one of the most overpriced battle packs of all time because it was the first one to get the price raised from $20 to $23, and on top of that, it was also one of the most clown battle packs of all time because that build looks kind of ridiculous. However, I'm not gonna lie, it is easy to find on sale, and if you can find it on sale, I do think the minifigures are pretty cool. Next up is probably the most infamous set that released in 2025, that being 75413 Republic Juggernaut. As many of you guys know, this set received a ton of hate for multiple different reasons, from its price to the minifigures to it being fragile. I've talked about it countless times in other videos, so I'm not gonna rehash it here, but I assume most of you guys know what's wrong with this set, and well, I guess that has translated into it not selling very well because LEGO is retiring it a year early. Next up is 75414 the Force Burner Snowspeeder. Unlike the other Rebuild the Galaxy sets on this this list, this is one I don't really care about because I didn't watch season 2 of the show. I do have to say the figures are kind of interesting, but other than that, I mean, this one's just take it or leave it for me. I couldn't care less that it's retiring. Next up is 75415 Kylo Ren helmet, and I don't really have much to say about this one. I was never a big fan of it. However, I will say that I do think it's a lot better than the command shuttle that I talked about earlier. Moving on though, next up is a set that I think LEGO really fumbled in 2025, that being 75428 Battle Droid with STAP. Both of the builds in this set are very good. However, like I said, LEGO really fumbled, and that's with the price. This set retails for $140, and in reality, it should retail for around $100 or $110. And to make things even worse, $100 was actually the original retail price of this set, and then last minute they raised it to $140. And because of that, despite the builds being very good, it just left a very bad taste in everyone's mouth, and the community kind of just moved on from this very quickly when it had the potential to be a legendary set. Next up is one of my most favorite sets that released in 2025, and also one that I think is very underrated, that being 75429 AT-AT Driver helmet. This set is an absolute banger. I think it's one of the top 3 helmet sets they've made. If you're a helmet series fan and you don't have this, I would highly recommend it. And if you're someone that's looking to get into the helmet sets, this is a great one to start with. Anyways though, the last set on this list is 75430 Wicket the Ewok. This is one of those buildable characters that, to be honest, I don't think really anybody cared for, so seeing it go is not very surprising at all. That is going to do it for every set that is retiring in 2026. As of right now, this is the current list. However, there is a chance that some of these sets might get taken off of here as the year goes on, and if that happens, I of course will make an updated video, but right now, this is every set that's retiring. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you can see the link on screen right now.